YouTube! I am Pinstar, and this is Pinstar Plays Wingspan, Episode 2 with the European expansion. So, let us dive into another game here. This time, we will be using the competitive goals here. Still random turn order, and we've got all three expansions. The other expansion, quote unquote, is the Swift Start. It's not really a full expansion, but it does add 10 new bird cards to the mix, and I figure more is better, so let's do it. Alright, let's see what we get to start with here. We are first in the turn order. That's nice. Alright, let's see. Starter hand. The red-eyed Vireo is a possibility if we had another bird to combo onto it. As of now, we don't. This is the ash-throated flycatcher is... Oh, when played, yeah, maybe not. House Sparrow, yeah, we have a lot of things in here, but in the plains, but that's not necessarily what we want. Reset the bird feeder. European bee eater. That's actually not too bad for a meadow. What are we looking at face up here? Because this can be part of our starting hand. The bullfinch. This one's pretty potent too. Yeah, the bullfinch. Now we can't make it our first bird played. That's the problem. We can't do the wombo combo here. But we can take our first action. Since we're the starting player, we can grab the bullfinch, and that can be our first bird. The red-eyed Vireo's it's a possibility. I do like the bee eater, so we're gonna grab that. What does the bullfinch want? Yeah, it wants those. We need a worm for the bee eater. We can't take a second worm, otherwise I would, and then just get 4 food, 1 bird. Do we want one of these other plains birds? I think we do. The bullfinch gives us grain or... So yeah, we get an appreciable amount of things on here. The ash-throated flycatcher... I mean, it would lay 3 eggs, but it's just a one-off for a 3. That's not that powerful. I'd rather have the bobwhite. I mean, bobwhite's a late-game bird, but this can be potentially a powerhouse. And just makes our lay actions a little bit more potent. The other one is the house sparrow. The end of the round, discard up to 5 from your supply, and then do lots of tucking. That is actually a distinct possibility. And it is one of the ones, because, I mean, if we're going to be taking plains actions anyway, we're going to be getting eggs anyway. This one is just pure cards, and it's 6 points for only 2 food. I'm going to take the house sparrow as a long-term play. The bee eater and down here to the bullfinch, those are the important ones. All right, backyard birdier, birds worth less than 4 points, or birds with platform nests. So the Vireo would count, but we're not taking them. The bullfinch would not count. Well, the bee eater is a 3, bullfinch is a 3. And while the sparrow wouldn't count for that, I think we can take backyard birdier. Get a lot of cheap birds in here. Yeah, if we weren't first player, it would be extremely risky to bank our starting play on a card that's face up, because somebody else could easily grab it. But since we are starting player, we know we have the first turn, which means we know we can get the Bullfinch with a baseline water action. Speaking of water, we don't have any water birds to speak of, so drawing new cards is going to be kind of tricky. So yeah, we're going to take that and take the Bullfinch, and that is our card. Play that right away. Yeah, this makes it a little bit more reliable because either one of those can hit, and both of those are useful to us. Because that's exactly what the house sparrow it wants to eat. All right, I don't see any like insanely good birds that we gotta immediately get. So let us put our plan into action. We are playing the Bullfinch.
Bullfinch. The bullfinch feeds on the buds of fruit trees and is considered a pest in orchards.
Since our card draw engine is so weak, I am not going to spend the extra card to get the second food. We are going to want to keep an eye out for a second forest bird so that we can just bump our thing up one. Yeah, we can grab a berry and then reset the bird feeder and maybe gain a grain. I mean, we'd ideally want a worm, but to play our bee eater, but that's not on the table. Let's just double check the water just to see if there's anything else here. The white-backed woodpecker is really strong. For an early gain. This gives us a lot more food. I think it is worth taking a naked water action just to pick this thing up. Because this not only gives us a better water action here, or a better forest action, but it gives us an extra thing from the bird feeder. And it lets us stall. Maybe somebody else will grab something so that we can pick up worms. Because that's ultimately what we want. I mean, we have the one worm to play this thing. We just need eggs. So that I might take a bear lay eggs action just to get our food engine going first. Alright, so no one's taken on here, so yeah, we're gonna do a lay eggs. Get 2 on the bullfinch, and then we can pay for the white-backed woodpecker. And then we can take a really powerful food turn. Or we can just be given food. That works. Yeah, I'll take a berry. Well, that clears that out. I'm still gonna play this, but I'm probably gonna pay the berry to play it instead of the worm. Because this slash here means either or. The plus means you need both. Hopefully the worms stick around. Yes, we do want to pay the berry. Sack an egg.
White-backed woodpecker. This bird likes large forests with many dead trees and will follow forest.
Well, there goes that. But since there's only fish left, we can re-roll. We can pick up a worm. So now we can get the bee eater if we really wanted it. And I mean, if they're gonna keep feeding us stuff, oh yeah, I forgot. What's our thing? Birds worth that. We have 3 turns to try and play the sparrow, and we have none of the food for it. This will probably get us 1, depending on our RNG. Gain 1 from the feeder. We'll get a reroll on that. Yeah, I think it's time because there's a wheat on the bird feeder. We wheat, we re-roll. We can take whatever we want because, yeah, we get... Although, reset the bird feeder. Let's take what we know we need and get the berry. And then here, we can take another... another wheat. Or we could take a rat for future plays. Because we know we can get wheat easily. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take a rat for future plays, even though we don't have anything that wants rats. Because we have everything we need. We can play the house sparrow, we can play the bee eater, and we have the egg to sack for it. So our next 2 turns are spoken for. Reset the bird feeder. And we got gain 1 wheat or 1 berry. Well, we'll get 1 wheat. We'll take the choice away from them. Yeah, very productive food turn. And yeah, we definitely want that house sparrow down, because that'll count for the birds worth more than 4. All players draw a card. Oh, thank you. Whooping crane. You know what? I'll take it because it improves the wetlands, and it's a random. That was a thank you, opponents. I will put that to good use. Not this round. I got my turn spoken for, but any kind of play can work for the whooping crane. All right, I don't know. We do want this. Discard up to 5. We do kind of want more. Yeah, you can't spot convert these, but we can still get some tucked cards out of the house sparrow.
House sparrow. This bird diverged genetically around the time agriculture developed.
So we'll have 1 bird worth more than 1? Oh, thank you. We could play the whooping crane this turn just to get the end of round bonus. Gain 1 from the bird feeder. Oh, okay. Yeah, that works. So what do we lose if we play the whooping crane this turn? I think we do that, actually. Because it is worth more. And we're not going to be using the Bee Eater's powers just yet. So yeah, you know what? It makes too much sense to play the whooping crane. We do want to keep the 1 wheat so that we can activate the end of round power. Yeah, we want worm, rat. Keep our wheat.
Whooping crane. From its low of
Birds with tucked cards and birds that eat fish.
Risen to about 600.
Well, this I don't think we're doing a fish play. We'll go with the tucked cards because I mean, we know we have 1. We can go search for more. Let's see. We could grab wheat. What's the wording on this? Discard up to 5 from your display for each tuck 1 from this. Oh, so we could take a wheat and just do more tucking. Yeah, I'll take the wheat. We'll discard 2 wheat and get 2 tucks. That's not bad at all. And because we played that second high-value bird, we got first place in the bonus, which means we get 4 points rather than 1. Otherwise, we'd both, I think, split the points, so we'd get 2 and 2. So, yeah, looking good there. Alright, well obviously we need to take a food action here, but that's fine by me. We got good food actions. We got lots of food. And if you're gonna keep feeding me cards, then... Ooh! Discard a fish to tuck. Okay. Fish to tuck is fine. But we need food. There's no getting around it. Bird feeder's nice and full. So what do we need? I mean, there's no fish to get the pelican. That's okay. We also have no berries, but we could get a berry from the refresh. But we do know we need lots of worms, so we will grab worms. We'll get a worm. And actually, we also want to build up lots of wheat, too. But no, we know we need lots of worms. Yeah, 3 worms will get us our get us what we need here. Reset the bird feeder. Hopefully we get a berries. But if we don't, I mean, I'm not going to complain about the wheat. We get no wheat. That's fine. I will take the wheat. All players draw. You're using the heck out of that. Ruddy duck. Ooh! Draw 2, discard 1. That's actually really good. It's worth 0 points. But we have a card for birds that are worth less than 4, so that definitely counts towards that. So yeah. Huzzah, ruddy duck. Alright, let's get this bee eater down here. And then we're gonna have to take a lay eggs action, but now we've bolstered our lay eggs action, so I'm okay with this.
European bee eater. Honeybees make up approximately 3/4 of this bird's diet.
Because in order to play the ruddy duck, we'd need eggs. Alright, yeah, let's play our eggs. Is there... So this is just for brown powers thing. Eggs in forest is coming up, so we do want to focus our eggs up here. Reset the bird feeder, yes. And yes, we can get a worm. And then, yeah, nothing, it's not a white power for the house sparrow. And everyone gets more worms. And everyone gets... I'll definitely take the wheat. We'll spend the worm, because I want to build up wheat for our end of round tucking with the house sparrow. And this is definitely, yeah, this is a brown power too. Do we have fish on the bird feeder? We don't have 2 fish. If 2 fish were there, I'd go bird feeder just so that we could farm up for this. We do have the flycatcher here. Although this gives us even more worms. Once again, we're going worm strats. I wasn't planning on that, but it works. All right, so all right, hear me out. We get a berry. We get... if we play this, we'd get an even better thing. Or at least we'd get at least one more of these. But then we'd have to do sack strats. And that'd be a little bit wasteful. We do want to get a lot of fish out of this American white. Like if we get 3 fish, then we have enough to play him and feed him. So let's just throw down the ruddy duck. Or, do I want to grab the materials that we need? We could burn through all of our worms with a ruddy duck plus... No, we don't quite have enough, so we'd have to grab what we want. All right, here's what we're doing. We're going fish and we're going berry. And then here we're gonna go wheat to bolster our end of round stuff. And then we reset the bird feeder. There's another fish. We can't grab the fish, but we can grab another wheat. Yeah, then we spend the worm for the ruddy duck. And we can also play this, but actually there's 3 turns. These are both, so I mean it doesn't really matter the order that we want them, but since we might like get a refresh on here, I'm gonna play the flycatcher first.
Great crested flycatcher. These birds avoid competition by focusing on insects high up in trees.
Yep. Ooh, and we get a fish. And you're giving me a fish. Okay, well, now we suddenly have enough to play everything we could ever want. Except we don't have enough eggs for the secondary one. That's unfortunate. And these are both brown powers. Audun's goal? My god, is that a powerful one. We're going to want to play something here. The pelican is definitely the better way to go about it. Because we could play a water bird and then take a water action. Because we can't play both. We don't have the eggs for it, unfortunately. Oh wait, no, we do. Yeah, we do have the eggs for it. What am I talking about? And that'll definitely put us ahead in the brown powers. Okay. Now, granted, we miss out on this gull. And that is painful to miss out on this gull. Draw 2, tuck 1 is really strong. Like, really, really strong. It's only worth 1, but that kind of feeds in. All right, so what are we looking at for brown powers? All right, we're neck and neck. We'll be playing another bird, but our opponent might be playing another brown power bird. Let's pelican. We'll see what they do. We'll see what our opponent does.
American white pelican. Pelicans work together to herd fish.
If yellow plays a bird... Alright, we get more food, more fish. Alright, so what did you do? I've laid eggs. Okay, so that means we should be ahead of them on the goal. Yeah, we are ahead of both of our opponents on the goal. So we don't need to play the ruddy duck because it's not going to make us win more. Which means we can take the draw cards actions, get the gull, and all the other goodies that come with it. So give me the gull. The Northern Harrier is also a really good one because it's cheap and decently effective. Coal Tit, Coal Tit's actually pretty good too. Because it lets us spend from it, but also just lets us get stuff from it. Yeah, I think I'll take the coal tit. Discard one, absolutely. Alright, end of round power. We have 4 that we can dump on this, and 4 I shall dump on this. We can always get more food. Alright, first place on that goal marker. And yeah, these two have to share second place points. Alright, so eggs in the forest. We have certainly plenty of birds, but we just need raw eggs on there. Alright, so let's see. We've got... Yeah, Audwin's goal needs to be a thing. But I don't think we actually have any eggs to play it. No, we do. We do have the 1 egg to play this. We could also throw the Ruddy Duck into the plains here. That actually... No, wait, no. Ruddy Duck is... I was looking at the wheat. Never mind. I still do want to play the Ruddy Duck. Don't get me wrong. But the gull is more useful, more effective. So, yeah, we throw you down here. We spend our last egg.
Audwin's gull. The population of Audwin's gulls is recovering nicely from a low of about 1,000 pairs in the 1960s.
Now, we do ideally want an extra fish before we take another things, because we don't want to waste the American white pelicans action. But we need eggs before we do anything anyway. And also, what does the bird feeder look like? It looks like it can be refreshed quite easily. We can actually just refresh it ourselves. Yeah, I mean, unless we get another wheat for as a freebie from that hummingbird from our opponents, then we could potentially play the coal tit and just get an even stronger food action. So we could technically stall for turn and just lay eggs. Reset the bird feeder and get another worm. We can do that. But we do want to lay them all in the forest. And there's our worm. Not exactly what we need for the coal tit, but it still lets us play the... Oh, alright, well there's our fish. There's our hummingbird, from which we can get our wheat. Alright, never punished! That works out nicely, because now we can play the coal tit. All players draw a card, okay. We have some very... If it qualifies... We could use this for the eggs. In forest. If we played it to the forest. We don't have a berry, though. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Or we can just get another card. Discard a bird to... Okay, makes food. It's also worth 9 points, which is good on its own. Alright, yeah, we don't want the woodpecker. I mean, maybe we do. I mean, it's just really good. What are we looking at for this eggs in forest? We might not get the bonus or get too high with this particular bonus without sacrificing it, and I really do want... Because otherwise this card becomes a little bit dead. And we have to burn through a lot of food for this. Yeah, we'll get the Coltet, because we have the right food for it.
coal tit. Coal tits store spruce seeds and sometimes invertebrates for winter.
Because now we can take a really strong food action. Get a rat, okay. I mean, or we can just hammer away the lay eggs action. Because there's nothing we can get right this second to improve. I mean, I do kind of want to farm up a lot of wheat. And we have wheat on the board here. Because the end of round's coming and I want to have as much wheat as possible for that one bird. So, and since we can get a double wheat play here, let's do it. So we want wheat, wheat, we have a rat, so we take another worm. Yep, gain from supply. Reroll. Gain a free worm. Choose a food. Or choose something from the bird feeder. We could take the berry. We have the fish. We could take the berry to get our woodpecker here. Actually, if we take the berry, then we play the woodpecker on round 2 and lay eggs and put all the eggs on it and lunge for the goal. Do we have... No, we only have one egg. So we can't play the bird because we don't have enough eggs to pay for it. The only one we could play it here, but then this doesn't help us out at all. So I think we just take... another wheat for the end to farm up for the end of round. Reset. And we take another wheat. Just going to max out the house sparrow. All right, now we want to lay eggs just to get some sort of showing in here. What do we got here? Probably not going to grab, although, yeah, we're not going to grab that. But if we lay more than that, we'll get second place, which is worth 3 points. That's worth it, because we need the eggs anyway. So 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for you. And free worm. And another free worm. And another wheat to max out our end of round bonus. So, we have one more turn, and they laid even more eggs, so there's no catching up. We may need to lay, although they've already taken their turn, so we know for a fact that we're ahead of them, so we don't need to lay eggs. We could play another bird, although that's going to cause us to spend eggs, which will put us behind, so we do not want to do that. We may want to just take another lay eggs action. Or grab some cards. We have the food. We have the fish to feed. Lincoln Sparrow. No, we don't need a migrator. Inca Dove. We don't have the right kind of nests for that. So yeah, the face-up cards are not interesting me. I think it may just be, even if we're not going to take over first from it. We just lay some eggs. Yeah, because playing the woodpecker here again would cause us to sacrifice eggs, so we just lay eggs. We'll put them up here because we can. Reset the bird feeder. Grab it. Alright, end of round power. And yeah, we don't need to use the one that's tucked, because the tucked one, if we leave that alone, even though we can access it, if we leave it alone, it counts as points at the end of the game. So we might as well use the food that we actually have in our bank and get a whole bunch of these sparrows. We're up to 11. One behind, but that's okay. We knew we weren't going to catch them on that. And then birds with tucked cards were already ahead of the game. All right, we're going second this round. What do we have in the water? Puffin, no. Indigo bunting. That's not a bad one for the plains. Yeah, indigo bunting's probably a good idea. Yeah, because none of them tuck cards. The ruddy duck doesn't tuck cards. This isn't very efficient when it comes to activating. I do still kind of want to play the ruddy duck, though. And we can spend our cards. And then next turn we can play this to get more card selection. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I mean, we do risk losing the indigo bunting, but that's not hyper critical to our strategy. And we can just pay a worm for this thing. We do need to spend the 2 eggs, but that's okay.
Ruddy duck. To display for mates, males slap their blue bills on their chests and run across the water.
And now we have a much better water action here. All right, we did not lose the bunting, I don't think. No, we didn't. We're good. And we have the fish to feed to the pelican. So we want the bunting. Northern Flicker. We can get that. Just to put it in the plains as well. Not that we need that, but it's another cheap bird. Birds with tucked cards. Birds worth less than 4 points. It would give us our last bird worth less than... So yeah, we take that, and then we draw from the deck. Oh, Trumpeter Swine. Yes. Absolutely yes. Draw 2 cards, and so we get even more Bedwick Wren. Black-throated Diver. Okay. Draw 2, keep 1, and tuck the other. So we take one of these. Tuck a card from your hand. This actually might be better for us because both for the end of round bonus, but also our we would get 3 points by itself for a ring-billed dull. Or the Swift. Tuck a card. Actually, yeah, we get the Swift. We take this. We want the. We want to keep the Swift. Because that's a low point bird too. And then yes, we spend our fish. We have to discard a card, but that's alright. We get rid of this woodpecker. We don't need it. That was a nice strong water action. Yeah, we definitely want that Swift. And it just costs a worm. And eggs, of course, but we have eggs. And we got some grain. Excellent. Tuck a card. We have extra cards in our hand that we can use for tuck fodder. So yeah, white-throated swift.
White-throated swift. The white-throated swift is one of the fastest.
So yeah, now we have that one online. And birds with tucked cards worth... Oh, we need another one. All players lay... Okay. For cavity nest? Sure. I'll take a free cavity nest here. Do we have any other tuck cards? One, because I don't want to go... The indigo bunting's nice, but what we really need is the tucked card bird. But we don't have the fish to feed the pelican, so even if there's one on here... I mean, the golden eagle is an unreliable tucked card bird. Although it is still technically a tucked... Oh wait, hang on. Is this birds with tucked cards? So we just need to activate it, so we don't need to go hunting for it. Alright, we're good, we're good. I do kind of want to play this trumpeter swan. And we can afford it if we sacrifice our wheat. We have two actions. Because yeah, the trumpeter swan in the water at the very end, probably one of our stronger plays. But yeah, we definitely want to tuck. The other thing we might want to seek out is if there's wheat here. Yeah, we might want to try and grab as much wheat as we can to get some extra tucks from here. But no, we know we need to lay the eggs and then play this. And the problem is if we play the swan, it will use up our last 2 grain. We don't have the fish for that. Bedrick's wren. Yeah. I don't want to use up my wheat. As much as I want that swan. I mean, it is worth a lot more than the 2 points we'd get for those 2 wheat. So, at the end of the day, it's still pretty good. We could just brute force the black-throated diver. Just for the 5 points? Because the worms aren't going to do anything for us. Yeah, you know what? I think that's the correct answer. We throw down the diver. We'll pay that, and we'll pay it with a rat, because we do not need a rat. Throw down some eggs down here. And then tuck a card from our hand. What's one that we know we don't want? This one's kind of out. Although, yeah, let's get rid of the wren. Lay a egg here. Reset. Get our worm. And now that should have both of our bonus cards. Alright, wheat. Reroll. Wheat. No wheat. Never lucky. Alright, so what do we want? What could we potentially play if not wheat? Well, this fish plus rat, we could play this thing. It wouldn't touch our wheat. Yeah, actually kind of works out. So, yeah, we'll just grab ourselves a fish here. Because this is a an 7-point play, because we have to sacrifice 2 eggs. Compare that to this, which is 4 points for the eggs, 5 points. So it is technically a better card. The alternative, let's evaluate here. No guarantees at the bird feeder for wheat, so that's kind of straight out. And the this one does not cause us to sacrifice any of our wheat. So yeah. Yep, fish, worm, worm, worm. We don't touch the wheat. Very good.
Black-crowned night heron. Night herons eat carrion and eggs in addition to fish, rodents, and invertebrates.
Wheat, wheat. Let's roll. Wheat, wheat. Last second wheat for the win. Fantastic. We don't need to spend it off of this bird, because it's worth a point either way. But definitely cashing in on those last 2 wheat. All right. Birds with... Oh! Yellow pulled ahead on that. Fair enough, fair enough. And here I thought we were doing pretty well with the birds with tucked cards. But I'll take second place. That's worth 4 points. All right, we should get a good score here, because we did have some heavy hitting birds. Oh, wow, tied for 44. End of round goals. There we go. Yeah, we were hitting the end of round goals a bit harder than we were in last games. Not a lot of eggs. That's okay. Ooh, yellow, you're making me nervous, because they have a lot of birds with... Are you kidding me? We tied! We tied with yellow. Why does yellow win? Is there a tiebreaker? I forget the rules for tiebreakers on this, but yellow snuck up on me. I think we took the best action when we could. Yellow just got a better synergy for it. All right, well, call that a tie/loss, but still pretty darn good. Hopefully we got one more episode of this coming for you. Hopefully we can get away from the worm build. Again, I'm not trying for worm builds, but we'll see. If you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment. Good, bad, or indifferent, your feedback's always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya!